Hey guys, in this video we're painting this cute little puppy dog. Just get your paints ready. I've got mine on my plate. Need your brushes and a jar of water just to clean them and a towel to dry them off. So to get started, we have a nice easy step. We're just going to paint the whole background white. I should have changed my water. It's kind of dirty and gross, but it'll be okay. I just painted that cute koala bear one. So I'm just getting my brushes cleaned out and ready. Sorry, I should have already done this part. I'll do it quickly. Okay, that way I don't have to do it later. All right, I got a bigger brush because it's just, you know, all the outside areas. You're just gonna use white paint. You're just gonna go in and just fill in everything around the sketch. And if you get a little sloppy, that's fine because the white is easy to cover. Just make sure you're getting your paint spread out nice and thin. You don't want thick globs of paint all over. I know it's kind of hard to see where you've already been. And you can do a different color background, whatever you want. I mean, I know the colors that come with this kit are pretty limited. But you probably have some leftover paints from other kits, or you actually have paint at home. A lot of people already have, you know, some craft supplies, art supplies. Feel free to make this however you want. Get creative. It could be a nice, pretty light blue color, or pink, purple, whatever you decide. With the colors given, I mean, you could maybe make a really light brown, or a very nice light pink. You could use that orangey color maybe. If you mix it with a lot of white, it kind of turns like a flesh tone, like peach. That might be cute. Just whatever. And it wouldn't take a lot of the color, you know, to tint the white. I'm just gonna do white. I'm really low on paint right now. I'm waiting for my shipments. Everything's backed up, warehouses, and I don't know, because people are short workers and the different efforts they have to go through to try to keep everything clean. So we just got to be patient. It's no one's fault, really. It's just the way the world is right now. We just roll with it. I'm just getting in all these little cracks. So I'm not real worried about being sloppy because it just doesn't matter at this point because this color, I mean, if you're using something other than white, yes, definitely take your time in those little itty bitty areas. But the white paint, you can be messy. I like it. Okay. So I think I've got everything filled in. I mean, the only way you can really tell, if you like kind of look at it at an angle, you can see where it's wet because it's shiny. And you might think, why do we have to paint it white when it's already white? But the paint has like a gloss to it. So the primer that's already on the canvas, that's why it's white, because canvas isn't typically white all by itself. It's primed. That's why it's white when we get it. It doesn't have a gloss to it. It's very flat, like matte, no sheen. So if it's on the wall and it hits the light, you know, the light hits it just right, you're gonna see a difference in the canvas where it doesn't have any kind of reflectiveness to it, that sheen. So that's why we paint our primer with actual paint. So I'm not crazy. Okay. Next I'm gonna do, you know, his head, the brown part. So I'm gonna show you how to mix up brown. We're going to mix black with this orangey color. It's about the same of both, maybe a little bit more of the orange. And we want this to be a really, really light color brown, very tan. But for now, I just want you to kind of save some of this to the side because the ears are going to be darker. So just kind of scoop up and move over onto your plate, your little pile of brown. We'll use that later. And this here, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot. I just scooped it all and put it over here. But when we start adding white to it, we're gonna get a lot more paint because that white is gonna give us what we need. And I'm just making me a nice pile. You see this nice light brown. If yours ends up looking too gray, an easy fix, just add a little bit more of the orange color. It just means that your mix is heavier on black than it should be. I need more than that. I'm gonna, because mine is bigger. And I need to fill in, this is a big area on mine. And then down here is also pretty big. So I need to make up enough of that color. It keeps stealing the white. To be able to fill in those areas. Sorry, I always cut my thoughts off. And this is a nice shade. And I'm just gonna come in here and I'm gonna come around the head. I'm not gonna do the stripe in the little muzzle area. I'm just gonna do the side areas of the head. I'm gonna get this color on. And while I work, because it is a little streaky, I'll just add white in while I work, and that just helps smooth out any push marks and streakiness. If you don't like all those streakies and you're having a hard time with them, just wait for it to dry and you can do a second coat. I just, for the video, for the sake of keeping them, you know, at a reasonable length, because when I upload them, it takes so long, like 30 minutes of video is a giant file, and it takes, you know, up to half an hour just to get it onto YouTube. I'm just coming down around here. That was all cheeky. And maybe a little bit more white just to spread it out, get it nice and smooth. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. He's a cute little puppy. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. Get my brown, this very light tan that we made. And while I work, just add little bits of white on, just to help spread it around, get it moved around, blend nice and even. Around the little eye. There. I don't know. I feel like this needs to come up a little. Like I forgot a line or something. Maybe when I sketched it. I don't know. I just feel like he needs the bottom of his head there. Because it kind of comes down over here like that. There. That seems better. Okay, so next we're going to do the little legs and this little belly part. I'm going to darken this up. So I'm going to take a little bit of my dark brown that I saved and just stir it in with a small area of the light brown. So we have a little bit darker shade over here. And I'll start with the inside of the belly. This little space between the legs. Get that on. And then with the legs, I'll just loosely brush this darker brown. This is the darker brown on here. And then I'm just gonna take my lighter brown and spread in. That way it'll be a little bit lighter than this color and hopefully a little bit darker than that color. So it's kind of an in-between. Just gonna get it spread around. Smooth out my strokes. And if you want to do a second coat, like I said, just give it time to dry in between coats. If your streakies are a little too noticeable for your liking. Then blending the lighter brown in with it. So you can see that this is a little bit darker. I might want to darken that a little bit more just so I can see it a little better. Once I get this on, I'll check it out and see what we can do to help it a little. Oops. Getting a little careless. Okay, so I'm gonna darken that just a smidge. I'll just take a little bit of this darker brown and I'll just come in here and go right on top of that. Doesn't take much of this at all. I do want it to kind of blend with what was already there, so you could just take some of the other brown to smooth it out. Mine was still wet, so I had no problems blending. But now I can see a distinct difference that his arms are here, and then this is his little belly, like behind. So it's a little bit darker because it's a little bit shadowed, because it's behind the legs. Okay, let's do the ears. So this dark brown that we set aside, my brush is dirty and I just kind of stirred in what I had on my brush. And just go ahead and fill in the ears. It's gonna be this nice, rich, dark, chocolatey brown. Just take your time. I can rest my hand, it's dry. Second coat if you want, just let it dry. Darker colors do tend to be a little streakier. Same for the other ear. There's a little gap right there. If you accidentally filled that in, that's fine. Just laying against his head a little bit more than over here. It's flopped. This one's kind of perked up a bit. sloppy here on the edge. Don't want it to really go into the foot. Just take your time. Smooth out your paint. Get your strokes nice and smooth. Just light-handed, goes long strokes. There, I got his little ears. Let's see. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and do white again. So this in here is white. His little feet are white, the back paws and the front paws. So get your brush cleaned out nice and good, nice and clean. And then we're just plain white paint. We're going to do like the little face shape and the feet, paws, whatever we're calling them. Okay, so just white paint. Come in and get a quick, smooth, even coat. We'll be outlining these. So we'll be able to cover that pencil up. And then obviously we can't really see that we have feet there because the background and the feet are the same color. Okay. So next we can do, oh, I forgot this, silly me. It's hard to remember when the color you're using is already there. I'm gonna do this little face patch. You can clean up any kind of sloppy lines that you had maybe from before. Okay. Next, I want to do some little pink cheekies, and I'll give him little pads for his feet. So I want very, very light pink. I'm gonna just take some of my white over here, and just tiny bit of red. Stir that in. It does not take much at all. It's a very strong color, easy to get light pink with just a small amount. And I'll start with little cheeks. Just gonna do in some circles. Because this is wet, it does make it a little bit darker, or sorry, a little bit lighter, because the white paint that's already on there blends in. And then his little feet, I'll do bigger circles down at the bottoms. Do this one. Try to make them, you know, roughly the same size. And I'm gonna just kind of square out the bottom a little bit so it's not perfectly circular. So it's a little kind of a off shape, still kind of circular, but I'll make this one kind of go right behind. And then for the little toes, just on each one, just kind of put a little smaller circle. There's 3 on each. They're not even really perfect circles. You know how puppy pads are when you look at their little toes. They kind of, just some strange little shapes. Oh, that one got a little big. That's okay. All right, so we got all of our pink done. Let's go in with our black. So we're gonna do some outlining and we're gonna fill the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So using my smaller brush, just this little bit of, little brush here, a little bit of black. Just gonna start with the eyes. Get those circles filled in. And if you paint it over, like that one got painted over a little with my brown, you can just fix it now. Just go right over top, make your circle shape. Get his nose. Oh, he's such a cute little puppy. I love puppies. Whoop. These are those cute little whoopsie mouth. So for my outline, I'm still gonna be using black. You're gonna wanna use a nice small brush. I like to use one with that's long and narrow. And to outline, I find it's easier if you thin the paint out a little bit. So I'm gonna take a bigger brush to thin my paint just because it holds more water. So I just dip my brush in my water. It's all wet, and I stir the water into my paint. So this is really, really drippy right now, so I'm just gonna keep stirring my black in till it's got a nice fluidity to it, but not like super drippy. You don't want it running away from you, because if it's running away on your plate, it's gonna run and drip down your canvas. And we don't want that. So a good test is if you tip your plate up a little and it starts to drip, you need to add more paint to that. So there we go. I'm gonna use my long skinny brush that I showed you before. And I'm going to just be outlining around these little feet in the back and the little paws in the front. So just black on my brush. Let's start up here. A little awkward the way I have to do this. And beside it, I can't really see what I'm doing. Seems alright, I guess. This is ideally laying this down flat in front of you, like on a table, which is probably how you guys are working. That is the best way to do it. I have to keep mine upright like this so you can see on the camera. Do a little line up there. And maybe a little on the side of each of those little pads. And then do this little foot. And just take your time with your outlining. I know outlining is a little tricky because it's hard to get nice, perfect lines. I've been doing it lots of years and I still don't do it perfect. That one's skinny, I don't want it to match. And then this last little footy. And if you want to outline more than this, feel free. Oops, see what happens when you put your hand down? I got a stripe. I'm gonna try to just clean that up a little where it transferred. Just taking my towel, it's a little damp from where I dried off my brushes. Just try to clean that off a bit. It's not perfect, but it looks better than it did. And I just need to touch that up. I'll be more careful. But if you want to go in and outline more of this, feel free. I'm going to keep it just to the feet areas. Because they have to be outlined just so you can see them against the white background. But outlining can clean up, you know, if you've got some shaky lines around your outside edges. If you want to just outline it, that'll clean up your edge. And let's see, we're gonna do the little pegs, just a little swoop, and maybe a little swoop on this one. Okay, the black is done, my outlining is done. Feel free to, you know, do the legs even if you want, or just whatever. It's your painting. Do what you think is gonna look the best. I'm just gonna take a little bit of white now and just put little highlight across the nose and little highlight in the eyes. So just my smaller brush and a little white paint. Just gonna put in a little bit of a swoop. I did the upper kind of right hand side of the eyes. And on the nose, I'll do the upper kind of a swoop across the top and like bend down. So it looks wet. All right, my puppy is done. I'm gonna sign my name. Maybe like a little light brown over there. Just some light brown. I don't like signing with this brush. It's really soft, it bends too easy. I need a firmer bristle will help. And I'm just gonna get B-R-Y-N-N. And then I am done. Fabulous. So when you guys finish, I love seeing your work. Take pictures, post to Facebook, Willy-Nilly. Got a post pinned right at the top of the page so you can find it. Super easy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.